Hi folks, this episode of Meat Revival, we're going to do a little salmon for you, a little smoked salmon. It feeds a lot of people, it's really, really good, and it's really, really simple to do. So what we're going to do first, just start with the basic slab of salmon. I always like to do the skin on because it protects it from cooking on the bottom, doesn't let it get overdone too fast. So the first thing you want to do is lay it out, check down the fish for fin bones. If you find the fin bones, just use a little pair of pliers and pull them all out. This one here I checked does not have them, so we're good to go. So you wonder about the prep time that's involved with this? This is it right here. What we're going to do is use a plastic bag, and we're going to make a brine to put this in. Only has to set for a couple of hours, and it'll be good to go. Now, the basic brine that I use on it is soy sauce, brown sugar, and some kosher salt. Now to that, we're just going to add a little bit of water. Try to do this without making a mess. Now, I learned the hard way. Before you shake this up, make sure that you zip the top, okay? Because it will get everywhere if you don't. What you want to do is just make sure that that kosher salt gets dissolved in the brine. Just give that a good shake a few times, the salt will dissolve and you'll be good to go. Okay, now you may have to get somebody to help you do this, but what you need to do is just pick the salmon up, so easy like I'm showing you, put it in the bag, just like so, then take more water. You want just enough water in it to cover the fish, okay? Any more than that, you're just diluting the brine down where it's not going to work as effectively. Okay. Okay, so once you get the brine in, you get your water in, you're all ready to season it all up. Just kind of squeeze some of the air out of it if you can. It just takes up a little less room in there. What you want to do now is take a half pan, a sheet pan, anything you like, take it and lay it in there. So why do you lay it in that? Well, because if that bag happens to leak, it's going to get all over your cooler, all over your refrigerator. You just want to save a mess. Believe me, boys, I've been married 42 years. You need to save all the messes you can. We take this to the cooler, we take it to the refrigerator. You can let it sit anywhere from 2 to 4, 5 hours. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to be over salty, but the flavor will be more intense the longer you leave it there. I wouldn't recommend leaving it over 5 or 6 hours because the open flesh and the skin will absorb all of that soy sauce, the brown sugar, the salt, and really the salt and the soy will kind of take over and it'd be just a little bit salty. I like it that way, but a lot of people don't. They kind of watch the salt intake. So after about 3 to 4 hours, you'll really be good to go. And we're going to put this in the cooler, let it chill down and soak up the goodies we put in there, and we'll be back to cooking. Okay, now we got our grill ready. We got our salmon is all soaked in the marinade that we want to have. Still got the skin on. If you notice, it's got just a little darker color, a little richer color than it had before. That's the brown sugar, the soy sauce, all working in it, okay? We're gonna go over here and build a little boat for this to set in to hold all the juices so they don't get all over your grill. What we want to do first is make a little boat for our salmon to set in. We take a bigger piece of foil than what the salmon is and then double it just so that it contains any kind of leakage on it. All right, so once you double it, if you take it again like this, fold it over, then just fold up a little side on it, okay? Kind of like this. Fold the ends up, then just kind of crimp those ends together. Make it just a little tray where it all sits in, like so. Just like this. So now you got just a little boat that first all of a sudden. You want to take that, transfer it over to your grill, put this in, and then put your salmon in, okay? All right, so we're going to take the boat, we're going to lay it in here. You see our RecTec is already up to 348 degrees. That's only been a matter of minutes. This thing is just awesome with the way it picks up heat. Okay, so you want to take your salmon very carefully, lay it in the foil, like so. And actually, folks, I kind of did this backwards because your heat's going to travel down to here and out the stack. So I'm going to turn this around, like so. I'm going to leave it right there. Now, you don't need to do anything else with the salmon. Just put it in the middle of the grill and let it set. Occasionally, you're going to want to come out and maybe take a little bit of butter and just kind of squirt over the top of it. Some kind of spritz if you want to. Just don't get carried away with it because you want the natural flavors that you put to it to come out in the salmon. So we're going to close this up, let her cook. We'll check on it a little later. So our salmon's been on here about an hour, a little longer. So we're going to take our thermal pin and check the temperature on it and see what it is. A good way to test it is to see if it's flaky or not. We're already at 180 degrees, so we've actually let it go a little bit long than what we should have. That's just the efficiency of the RecTec grill. It's been sitting on 350 degrees. Just gonna put a little butter on it for right now, let that run off and let that cook there. In a few minutes, we're gonna be pulling it off. Okay, so we're back now with our salmon. It's been about an hour and a half. It was done. We had a little butter to it. That was after we put it in the soak, you know, for 3 or 4 hours. So now we've gone and made a little lemon-dill sauce to go with it. We're going to take the salmon with the small spatula and just kind of pop the end of it right here, like so. And hopefully it'll slide off the skin. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Kind of like that. You want to leave the skin down there if you can at all. Just like that. Take a little lemon-dill sauce. Put it on the side there. Now you know what? Here we go, folks. You see how flaky the salmon is? That's what you want to see. If you take the salmon off and it's not flaky, it means it's probably not done. Okay, here goes. Man, I don't know what to tell you. This stuff is awesome right here. The lemon-dill sauce just complements the sweet and the sour in the salmon. This is incredible. I wish you had taste-o-vision. I'm really kind of glad you don't because I won't share with you. Okay, folks, that's all we've got for the salmon. Be sure and ring the bell. You get subscribed to the channel to make sure you get all the notifications we got going on. For now, this Meat Revival, come see us.